I am Shawn McLoughlin, and I am a front of house engineer, mix at Blackhawk Church. Analog desks, one of the downsides to them is there's no recallable scenes. There's no reset feature. So a lot of times with analog desks, especially in the house of worship market, if you're in a smaller church, sometimes people will just leave it and never really kind of mess around with it to shape the sound like they need. Digital desks gives you the ability of having, scenes is one of the hugest things. So you can recall different parameters, whether it's a compressor setting or an EQ for a performer on stage. So it allows you to quickly get set up and tailor that and then save it. 3 pro tips for working with the digital console. Save early, save often. Always save your show file as you're working. Make sure that you're saving that just in case something happens, you lose power. Most digital desks will come back to where they were, but sometimes, it's good to have that extra save. Second tip would be to use all of the functionality that's on there. Digital desks tend to give you a lot more processing than a lot of people had with analog. You've got the ability for much more effects, dynamics like gates and compressors. Learning those and learning how those can improve your mix is another big thing with digital consoles. Stay relevant, don't just get satisfied with one desk, learn around if you can. Check out different desks as they come out, because new technology is always developing, so it's always good to stay current on a lot of different boards out there. What I look for in a great digital board is audio quality is really important. Switching from analog desks sounded amazing, and when digital first came out, there was something to be lacking. So, checking out the audio quality of the board, which may include like the sample rate and how things are processed is huge. I also look for workflow, how easy is it to get around on the board? Do I have to go 5 pages down to make an adjustment or something like that? So those are probably the 2 major things, audio quality and workflow. In house of worship, what I would look for in a digital board is ease of use and the ability to kind of train people. A lot of consoles nowadays have the ability to kind of set user permissions. So if you've got somebody that's brand new to mixing, you can give them the ability to maybe ride levels and adjust things and mute, but not give them the ability to get deeper into the desk. And it can be a good learning tool. So as people get more experienced with different things on the board or effects, you can actually kind of give them the permission to do that. So kind of growing into the board. I also, especially for people that are coming from an analog desk to a digital desk, kind of finding a good workflow that's very similar to an analog desk, so it allows them to transition a little bit easier. Words of caution, especially on the more advanced desks, you can get in the weeds pretty quickly of routing and things like that. So kind of going back to the whole saving your show, like before you decide to experiment, save your show, because you can always go back, one step. So if you do accidentally screw something up, you can kind of get back to home.